And we are looking at a warm one. The much advertised heat wave is here. Temperatures well up into the upper 80s, near 90 degrees. And we'll be close to a couple records over the next few days. I don't think we'll quite get there. But again, it is going to be quite hot. The good news, the humidity not as bad as we typically see here in July and August. Taking a look at the satellite and radar again, lots of clear skies today, just a few high thin clouds out here on the edge of your screen. The main storm system is still out towards the west. As we wind the view, you'll be able to see that. And a couple things to take note once again around the Four Corners region. We've got this area low pressure spinning around, bringing wet weather and the potential for some strong and even severe thunderstorms and tornadoes from North Texas to Oklahoma, Kansas, and to southern Nebraska and western parts of Missouri as that jet stream continues to have this big dip in the west and this big ridge in the east. Eventually, this unsettled weather will work its way into Hampton Roads just in time for the weekend, and temperatures by next week will be a little bit below normal, with temperatures struggling to get out of the upper 60s by, say, Wednesday of next week. But let's talk about the next couple of hours again and the next couple of days with just those southwest winds continuing to bring in the heat and humidity. Really just a temperature forecast with clear skies through the evening. By 9 o'clock, we're in the 70s, dropping back into the 60s overnight tonight to around 60 as we start your day tomorrow. Lots of sunshine once again through the day, and those southwest winds continuing. Temperatures by noon already into the low 80s and will likely be as warm today or as warm tomorrow as we were today, back up into the upper 80s, some spots near 90 degrees. Lots of sunshine, clear skies tomorrow evening, and more of the same on Friday. Southwest winds continuing, and each day the humidity will start to creep up just a little bit more. Still not too oppressive out there, and I don't think Futurecast is going quite warm enough. We'll go about 88 degrees on Friday. Again, always the exception right near the Outer Banks of North Carolina with those southwest winds blowing across the Sound or up towards the eastern shore. Likely looking at temperatures a few degrees cooler than those inland spots. Sunny skies in Hampton right now, 88 degrees, winds out of the southwest at 11 miles per hour, but the humidity is only 21%, giving us a dew point of 43 degrees. You really don't even start feeling the humidity out there until you get a dew point up around 60 degrees. So again, not too humid. 77 degrees in Manio, 91 Richmond, 90 in Gloucester, 87 at Wallops Island, 89 Portsmouth, and 85 degrees in Elizabeth City. So for tonight, mainly clear and mild, 64 for a low tonight, 89 tomorrow, slightly higher humidity, still sunny and hot, 64 and clear tomorrow night, and 88 degrees on Friday. Southwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Cold front approaches on Saturday. Call for some isolated showers, mainly to the north and west as the front approaches from the west. Notice temperatures with increasing clouds around 81 degrees, and then the front will linger in Hampton Roads on Sunday, isolated to scattered showers. Again, not a washout this weekend, but certainly a chance for some wet weather on Sunday, 76. Isolated shower on Monday, 72, 70 on Tuesday, and 71 on Wednesday with partly sunny skies and a slight chance of a shower. So some big changes this weekend, but big time heat the next few days. Regina.